Well, hello again everybody and welcome to the final of the medal matches from the 2008 Men's Champions Trophy from here in Rotterdam. The Netherlands on home turf have just missed out on the bronze medals. Disappointing end there, but now we turn our attentions to the main event, the gold and the silver, to be decided now as Spain and Australia go head to head. These two edged out Argentina, now the proud owners of the bronze medals in the pool. All three of those teams picking up 10 points. A 1-1 draw in midweek attests to just how well matched these two camps are. And their two super coaches will be going head to head in a game that really does matter. On their day, these two are amongst the game's top entertainers and will go to the Olympics amongst the favourites, winning the hardware there. Well, the Australians are closing in on Germany's 9 Champions Trophy titles. Will not thank me for reminding them that only one of those has been won on European soil. That was in Berlin back in 1989. The key today might well be the penalty corners, and the Kookaburras have not been efficient in those. Now the anthems. Anthem played there by a military band. What's nice about live music, isn't it? Spain undefeated since the opening match when they went down to the Dutch. They've won 2 of the last 3 meetings with the Australians. The choir boys and choir girls then of Australia, and this game really is a long-awaited contest, and it's very interesting that Barry Dancer has made an interesting call with his selection. He's left out Grant Schubert from this one. Spain under Maurits Hendricks look to be pretty much at full strength there. That's the expected lineup. Sandy Fresher, Ed Tubau and Paulo Matt up front. Fabregas, the 2 Fabregas boys, and David Allegri in the midfield. Ramon Allegri at the back alongside Roddy Garza. So Spain in those bright yellow shirts, Australia in the green and gold singlets. And there's the Australian lineup. Barry Dancer still got a 1 or 2 selection issues to sort out here. A return to the lineup though for Des Abbott, who was suspended for the last game. And there's the likely tactical lineup from Dancer's Australia. Well, as ever, sitting alongside me, Rick Charlesworth, as we look at Maurits Hendricks making some notes there. Barry Dancer up in the stand again. What do you make of this selection of Dancers, Rick?
Oh, well, the senior striker in the Australian team is Schubert now, and by his play here he's confirmed that. He's made a difference when it's necessary. He's a good finisher, and he's got strength. So he's not selected today because they're looking at the others, and I'm sure he's going to be one in the Olympic team. So for the others' attention, and what sort of a selection match is this? It's the final of the Champions Trophy.
What an opportunity then for these youngsters, and the pressure must be enormous on them. They'll know what's at stake, even if Dance has not laid it out in as many words. It's an obvious suggestion from the fact that Schubert is not in the selection for today.
For the Spanish team, when I think they've got their best lineup together here. Victor Soyo isn't here because of an injury, but he'd be the only one that perhaps you'd add to this group.
Hammond losing out to Tubau. Tubau, he's got Santi Fresher ahead of him. Here goes Fresher now. Tubau's continued his run. And Wells doing well, trying to hold up Fresher. It's so powerful. Santi Fresher goes to the shots. And the Australian keeper there guarding the near post, Stephen Lambert, deflecting the ball away with his upper body. Go harmlessly across the face of the goal. These countries have met on 19 previous occasions in the Champions Trophy. Australian hold a statistical edge, 11 wins, 5 draws and just 3 defeats. But 2 of those 3 defeats have been very recent. 1-1 when they met in the pool. Schubert putting the Australians 1 up. And David Allegri popping up with the equaliser 6 minutes from the end.
A little wake-up call for Australia there, that breakaway from the Spanish. It's the area where they're most dangerous, and Australia wants to limit those as much as possible. You have to tidy up that piece of play. You don't want those long balls out of defence finding Spanish strikers in space.
Australia managing the ball well. Wells drills that one. Kavanagh with the touch. Wells again. Bevan George is deeper. Wells looks for more forward options. Tubau doing the tracking back. Hammond. Lovely ball. Stick to stick there. Penalty corner. Good work there by Australia.
Well, normally an area where they're very good, but a little bit agricultural, pretty untidy by Enrique. He knew it. He knew it. Hit his foot. Well done by Matheson. Australia haven't done so well from their conversion of corners, and they haven't won as many as you would have liked, but it's a good start for them.
Well, just to reiterate what Rick has just said about the corners, 1 penalty corner out of 11. That's about 9%, isn't it? That's not good enough, but Australia can put all that right here. Dwyer preparing to push out. Hammond, the usual stopper.
And Guest, I think, to take it.
He has scored the 1 goal that Australia have managed. And too far away, took a deflection. Dwyer. Australia playing at a high tempo. Dwyer, cleverly done. Blocked there by Raman Allegri. It's only the second time that Spain have made it through to a Champions Trophy final.
They were successful the last time. I think it was in Pakistan.
It was in Lahore in 2004. Chance here, and just wide. Now that's Des Abbott. And we know he's got a point to prove to Barry Dance. He came very close to proving it very early in this one. Bevan George has to scurry back to pick up a loose ball.
Crisp. Australia are crisp. They've started with some real good quality movement. Trapping's been good. It's a good sign.
Dwyer has to drill the ball in.
Spanish just defending the circle for a couple of minutes now, haven't they? A lot of balls going in there.
Half chance here. Oh, it's lifted off the bar. Abbott scores for Australia. And the young Aboriginal hockey star gives Australia the lead here. A little bit of fortune about it, and Des Abbott will probably tell you had some luck coming his way.
Wonderful play by Kavanagh here, though. He lifts it, look at that, fires it, touched by Abbott, again by Matheson, and Abbott gets it on the reverse off the crossbar. Fantastic finish. Look at that. They all played a part, and no chance for Cortez.
Terrific action, really good retrieve that by Abbott. The ball was almost beyond him, snaking out to stick in one hand, bringing the ball back into his control, and then planting in the back of the Spanish net. No chance there for Cortez.
Well, three of the young boys in the team all played a part in that goal. Wonderful work by Kavanagh. Abbott got a touch, Matheson again, and then Abbott finished it brilliantly. And well, Spain can't afford to just defend the circle. They have to do more than that. Australia weren't happy the last time they played Spain. They didn't penetrate enough well. They penetrated so far here.
Another shot flashes this time just wide. That was Kavanagh again. Well, the youngsters have certainly started brightly.
Well, there's a long way to go, as you know, though, and it's not enough just to start. We've got to finish it.
There goes Abbott. Nice layoff. For a hit outside the Spanish circle. Christian Blasch, tall German umpire on his near side. And that's lifted at the Spaniard. It's David Allegre with those sideburns there.
Hit him on the foot, but he was jumping. I'm not sure how high it was. Not that high, really. But enough.
Now Roddy Garza. Strokes of a lovely take there by Fresher. And it almost carried him beyond David Guest. But here from Australia again. This is Dwyer. Solid challenge there from Garza. Now Polomat sets off on a run. Feeds it forward.
It was wonderful play by Dwyer. He was a bit stiff to get a free, and then the break at the other end, well controlled. Fraser really didn't have anything he could do.
Again, the pass was looking for Abbott. Well, several of the Australians we think playing out there as if their Olympic lives depend on it, and it might well be the case. Wells again. On for Bevan George. Those two will most certainly be in the Australian camp. Robbie Hammond, another shoe-in. Can't get the ball past Fabregas. Garza picks up the pieces. Now Santi Fresher again. Polomat to his right. Fresher slowing things down, allowing time for Australia to get back, in fact. Now Ribas for Spain.
If you were a Fresher, then you would have fancied your chances of creating something, but you just chose to go back. It says something about the Spanish attitude today. It was Moritz Hendricks would be a bit concerned. Not really enough enterprise there.
Allegre is penalised. Ball coming off his stick onto foot. Bevan George. Knowles. Now Polomat. Running into Grant.
And the mistake there, of course, I think Polomat had time to speed up. Really, the Australian defender would have been closer as he received the ball. The umpires have been pretty stern today. You don't want to be making too many stopping tackles. You'll find yourself with a yellow card watching the match.
We saw a couple of long yellows in the bronze medal game. Saw the Argentine team triumphant in penalty strokes in the end. Spain with a chance to apply some pressure on the Australian circle, but it's broken kindly for Australia in it here. And this is Eli Matheson going on a run down the left-hand side. Dwyer trying to get with him. Good strong run that by Matheson, but marked all away by Xavi Ribas.
That's what they wanted. They've got the ball in their quarter now, and they have possession.
Ball Played into the circle, but Gaza is there, the ever dependable Gaza. Ribas. One over the top. Just too far ahead there of Alex Fabregas. Bevan George. Perfect conditions for this one. Bright sunshine now, the best part of the day. A light breeze. Wells, little mistake there. Arbos was quickly in. Now here goes a mat against Bevan George. Ball played into the circle. And Knowles just allowing the ball over the baseline there. Dancer up in the stand, looks on. We'll be pleased the way the youngsters have combined in the early stages. There's some defending to do here for Australia. Abbott's back there doing some of that work. Pressure off the foot. Penalty corner for Spain. No chance there for Matthew Wells to avoid the ball played onto his foot with some purpose there.
Calculated and organised, wasn't it? And as Wells reached, fired the ball hard into the foot. No doubt about the decision. Australia has to watch these dangerous strikers from Spain. And even we saw Wells just puffed up a trap and the Spanish players quickly won possession. That's the area where I think Australia can run into the most trouble.
Santi Fresher nearest to us on that last shot. Oh, it's a brilliant goal. A brilliant goal from Xabi Ribas. He took it on there and fired the ball in past Lambert. And Spain weren't behind for very long.
Well, fine finish. Lambert was there, got a touch on it, but not enough to save it.
Well, whether Lambert and the Australian defence were expecting Santi Fresher to take that one, or Ribas certainly came up with the goods. We've got some confetti all over the pitch at the moment. It's orange, that won't be any great surprise to you, will it? Everything is orange around these parts. Making it all rather untidy. Bit awkward for the players. Oliver's on for Spain with that Perspex face protector.
Some difficulty there again for Wells. I think it's a problem that these strikers from Spain are very dangerous at stealing the ball. Australia needs to be really vigilant about that part of their play.
So, goals for both sides early doors here in this Champions Trophy final. So good for a team's morale if you put the first corner of the game away, as Ribas did there. Fabregas, not cleared particularly well by Australia. And the quick ball back into the circle was looking for Arbos. Good work by Hammond. There's Abbott tried to take it on, but he had his stick checked.
And the last 5 minutes have been better for Spain. Australia started well. This pitch is also drying out. If you look at it, Nick, and given that we had extra time in the other game, probably didn't get the amount of water it might have in between. This will cause problems for the players, perhaps. We've already seen a few balls bobbling as they just passed across the field. Yeah, they are closing in on Wells.
Wells feeding the ball down the touchline. This is Abbott trying to get behind that Spanish defence. No whistle. Ribas tries to drill it away, but not his usual clinical stuff. But Spain can break here. Off an Australian foot. Ribas for Gaza, back for Ribas. Fabregas. And Hammond now for Australia.
Ball just bobbling a little bit, and Fabregas had trouble. Hammond, same thing. Even that trap from Allegre.
Now Abbott. It's a lovely ball. Half chance here, and well, it came off the Spanish foot there. No whistle, umpire perhaps unsighted. There's Oliver battling with Hammond on halfway.
Well, it was a great opportunity, and Knowles is shouting at the umpire. It's a bit late now. No question about that. I think he ran into the circle, Spanish foot, saved the ball. And that's not the sort of thing the umpire should miss right in front of him.
Fabregas plays it back for Gaza. Ribas again.
It's a bit of a... There's not much tempo in the game, is there, Nick? It's relatively slow and comfortable.
Cagey stuff at the moment. Both sides playing well within themselves. Fabregas. Great stop by Arbos. Arbos away from Wells. And the whistle goes in favour of the defence. I think the ball was being shielded there by Arbos. John Wright, the South African umpire.
Arbos didn't complain. He breaks through here. This is a dangerous situation there. He protected the ball. Guest making the tackle, and the umpire saw it.
Hammond puts the ball into orbit. Brought down with a very high stick by Roddy Gaza. Ramon Alegre. Ribas. Dwyer off the body this time. Play allowed to go on Australian possession. Was a good save. Abbott was in there again. Got a stick on the ball. And Cortez was able to block the shot. And Christian Blasch going back to that challenge of a few moments ago. A green card for the deliberate foot. Gaza was down on the deck, if you remember. We watch again that effort from Abbott. Cortez doing well.
Well, yes, he's saying that was deliberate stopping the play, and he would have given a greater sanction, but he allowed played on. That was the correct decision. It led to a good chance for Australia to score. It was well umpired.
Now Ribas.
To bounce on the ball, there's a lot of fumbling.
I think your spot of the pitch condition, Rick, absolutely spot on. There's Andrew Smith. Carelessness there by the big man.
Well, I don't think we're going to see quarters played in this game, but perhaps a long half-time, an extra long half-time with a lot of water would make a difference in the second half.
There's Knowles. Lovely ball forwards. And a really good effort there. Travis Brooks diving in, looking for the tip-in. Knowles with an eye for the main chance here. Looked up, spotted Brooks, and the deflection could so easily have finished in the back of the net. Gust of wind blows away all Rick's notes, but he can do it off the top of his head, this boy. He's pretty good.
Well, the goalkeeper was on his way out on that shot. Brooks got the deflection, but the angle was covered to some extent, but had he got it either side of him, he didn't have time to react.
Exciting passage of play that involving Australia. Maurits Hendricks just making some discreet inquiries from his staff around the stadium here.
Spain waiting in the half line. This is their way. Normally we see a little bit more pressing in the corners, but not today. Perhaps they're also rehearsing their Beijing method.
Knowles for Liam de Young. Australia's free. Knowles again, seeing plenty of the ball at the moment. Slapped in and looking for the deflection. Wasn't there.
Australian player Smith was just pushed out of that, wasn't he? The ball was hit over him. And really a lot of jostling going on before that ball went into the circle. Fortunately for Spain, no one connected.
Smith comes forward to try and give Gaza the hurry up. Closing down by Australia, but Spain with a free hit now in the midfield. Tubal. Looking for David Allegre, but this is Robbie Hammond. Lovely ball to the right for De Jong. Smith's gone ahead. Hammond's continued his run. And I think Smith was the intended target for that pass from De Jong, but it wasn't a great one. Too far behind the on-rushing Smith. It's a wild one.
Well, Smith was perhaps just guilty of not slowing down, because I think that was the angle the ball was given on was the right one. Some pressure again on Spain. It's been there for a few minutes. They're trying to come out with a high ball, but Dorner handles it easily. He's on the field. You've seen all of the Australian subs on the pitch now. Smith in the middle, Brown in the middle.
This is Dorner. Captain Bevan George on the far side. Kyle Brown. And back to George again. Dorner. Powerful ball forward. Looking again for Travis Brooks.
And a good trap there by Brooks, and he's in with a chance. Just skewed off his stick.
Gaza. Alex Fabregas back again to Gaza. Now through Ribas.
Aliens pressing, looking for an error.
Lovely.
Well come out.
Now this is David Allegre attacking the Australian circle. Right into the circle it goes. And it found a foot in there. And it's a penalty corner for Spain, and they scored from there. Only corner of the game so far.
Well, a retreating Australian player just off the foot, yes. It's like Knowles.
So a chance for Australia to see if they can improve their defending of the corners. That's the splendid solid silver trophy we've got a glimpse of. And Spain have a real chance here. Sunday Pressure, not involved last time. But, Pressure's 29 career Champions Trophy goals, making joint 6th in the all-time scoring table. Will he get a look in this time? Ribas is up there again though. And again it's Ribas, and that was a brilliant save. Ribas really on fire from these corners. The goalkeeper diving away there, keeping the ball out of the net. Free hit to Spain, very close to the baseline here. Hendricks still working on the bench. Where did that come off? Christian Blash on their side giving John Wright the signal. And it's a penalty corner. Corner number 3. Umpire Wright there was unsighted. He took a long look across at Christian Blash.
Here's the last corner. The corners are where the focus is on the goalkeeper, and marvellous effort there by Lambert. He got a touch on the other one, but not enough. That time deflected it wide. Will it be Ribas again, or will we see Fraser this time? Well, I think it's time for Fraser.
Let's see if Maurits Hendricks agrees with you, Rick. He does. Of the shots. Another corner off the foot. And Eddie Tubal with his hand up in the air, asking for a penalty stroke there. Beatrice, you see that one again?
Brown insisting it came off his stick. There he runs. Yeah, I think it did hit his stick, in fact. So a bit unlucky there. I think it hit Brown's stick, and then it hit the stick of George and the Spanish player. But it's so quick in there, very difficult.
So corner number 4 for Spain. Pressure again, that's a great charge. Terrific defending there by Australia. Kyle Brown so quickly out, and look what it set up at the other end. This is Liam De Jong. Fabregas was on him. De Jong not really with the ball in the right position for a shot.
He didn't get it where he wanted it, did he? Got a bit of a push or a nudge perhaps, but the ball really wasn't where he wanted it. Great opportunity. Australia could have done better then. When you break out from those corners, it was well run down by Brown.
Well, just 10 minutes left in the first half here in Rotterdam in this final game of the 2008 Men's Champions Trophy. This curtain raiser for the Olympic Games in Beijing. And these two very fine sides cancelling each other out at the moment. Neither side have displayed some of the qualities that we've seen from in the earlier games. And the game has been played really in fits and starts. Bit of tension down there. Dorner gets the ball moving forward. Ramon Allegri did well. The ever dependable Ramon Allegri.
Again, that reverse hit. Players difficulty controlling it. Now Australia a chance on the edge of the circle. Can they win a corner? As indeed Spain did. Yes.
This is a corner. So a good return there for Barry Dance's boys.
Well, Australia have had 4 corners against them, but a lot of them just came from one corner, which they had 3 times. And there we have a foot. The Spanish player found in the circle, ball flies high. And now Australia's chance. 1 from 12 isn't encouraging, is it, Nick?
It's not encouraging, and it's hard to know really what's gone wrong out there with the corners. Luke Dorner has a good flicker of the ball.
Well, he's on again now. He didn't get the first one. He's hit the upright twice. He's been close and a bit unlucky. Perhaps just a bit quicker at the top. It has to be a bit slicker at the top. I worry about this pitch being dry. It might be hard.
There's the ball. Dorner's shot. Met by Cordes Abbott's there. Taking off the line there. Terrific goal line save there from Roddy Garza. That ball seemed destined to finish in the Spanish net. Again, it was Des Abbott, but we'll see that again, I hope. Terrific goal line clearance from Roddy Garza. Now here goes Polomat down the left-hand touchline. Pressure's ball was intended to go back to him. This game just boiling up nicely here. Seven and a half minutes remaining as Dorner tries to play Hammond out on that left-hand side. Good interception from Ramon Allegri, but Australia back in possession in the shape of Davy Guest. Now let's have a look at that save again. Cortes initially, and Garza with really quick reflexes there. What about that, Rick?
Well, we've got some action at the other end. Well done by Lambert, knocks it away. Must have hit an Australian foot. So
there's a card coming out here as well for Jamie Dwyer.
Well, he was running back in defence, and it's the green card trying to help out. Here's the break, and pretty messy from Australia. I think Dwyer's incident must have been before that.
So corner number 5 for Spain, and they're going to get one of these right in a moment. Lambert scrambling the ball away, but the whistle already gone.
The one we saw at the other end, though, Abbott really thought he had a goal. He's had 2 or 3 chances from in there. He scored 1. Could have had 3. He had a deflection which was well saved. That was brilliantly saved. But at the other end now, it's Spain's chance.
No Rebats on the field at the moment. It's Sergio Enrique up there standing alongside Santi Fresher. Another option. Fresher takes the shot. Lambert with a save. And a good block from Enrique. Australia looking well organised in defence. It's a lovely ball. Always going wide.
He got into the circle. That's the important thing from Garza. Here's the shot. Could have been on it, but right in the middle. Handled by Lambert, and well done by Guest to deflect it wide. Well, you have to be able to convert your penalty corners to be successful in the major tournaments, but you also have to be able to defend them, and Australia done pretty well in their defence. The one that snuck through, Lambert got a hand to. But only 1 from 5. Spain would have wanted better than that. Australia zip from 2.
This is Bevan George. Hammond laying the ball off first time. Nice layoff from Fabregas. Now Eddie Arbus. Wild ball across there from Arbus. Bevan George was happy to channel him out there.
You don't want to run close, do you, when they're hitting that ball across on the reverse? How many times have we seen it lifted now?
You don't know where it's going to go. They don't know where it's going to go. Dorner. George back for Dorner again. There's a flick from Dorner. Beautiful one as well. Right onto the stick. Liam de Jong is blocked outside the circle. Hammond over the top, pushes into the Spanish circle. Jamie Dwyer is there. And the defender's under pressure.
That could have easily been another corner.
Lovely play by Jamie Dwyer, and corner's given. Spain don't like that one at all.
Absolutely has to be a corner. Can't be anything else. At one end is Spain pushing the ball onto the foot and getting a corner. It has to happen at the other end. Yep. Rebus's foot. No.
I think they've consulted again.
So they didn't give the corner. Well, umpire's consulted and changed the decision.
Gaza with a hit out for Spain, and 3 minutes and 50 seconds left on the first half clock here. Dorner forward for Jamie Dwyer. Dwyer coming across field, lovely ball, well intercepted there in the end by a sliding Enrique. Brown, another long corner. Australia finishing the half strongly here. Brown again, trying to get the ball into that Spanish circle. Pressure. Nice layoff there. Polomat's been kept pretty quiet in the first half an hour or so here. Not so quiet now though. And a free hit just outside. Did well to stay on his feet there, Polomat.
It's a wonderful breakaway from the Spanish, wasn't it? From the left across the field. Did very well. Great skill.
Kiko Fabregas just playing the ball into the circle. Talking to Maurits Hendricks this morning about eventually post-Beijing, and at the moment he thinks only Kiko Fabregas will be retiring from this international arena. Everybody else pledged to go on to 2010 when hockey will be having its World Cup. That's good news for Maurits Hendricks and Spain supporters. Ramon Allegri slaps it forward. Dwyer quickly in on Fabregas. Here's Dwyer, solid challenge from Ribas.
Matheson just needed a little bit more definition in that pass, and perhaps it would have been more dangerous. A minute and a half to go. Australia definitely had the better of the penetration. They've made a lot of field chances, but the other end, the counter-attacking, counter-punching Spanish have had 5 corners, and really with only 1 goal from those 5 wouldn't be so happy.
Dorner again, playing keep ball at the back with Wells. Now Wells feeds it forward for Hammond. Ball over the top of David Allegre, but the bounce on the turf took it away from Jamie Dwyer.
The teams have been using the offensive overheads pretty well here, Nick, haven't they? Those balls deep into the corners. We're often seeing field players, forwards, found in dangerous positions with those overhead balls.
Roddy Garza. Now Ribas, the goal scorer for Spain. Kiko Fabregas forced to play the ball back for Roddy Garza. Good ball from Garza. This is Alex Fabregas on for Santi Fresher. Good skills by Fresher, warmly appreciated by the crowd here. Again, the hard ball into the circle, this time from Sergio Enrique, just looking for a deflection. The Albas not too interested in the pass to him. That's it though, half time here. 35 minutes has flown by here in this Champions Trophy final. Australia took the lead through Des Abbott, but they've been pegged back by a well-taken penalty corner goal, the first of 5 that Spain enjoyed in the first half, scored by Xavi Ribas. So plenty of work for the two coaches and their respective squads to do. And these two at the moment cancel each other out pretty well, but an entertaining half and a pretty reasonable scoreline at the interval. Barry Dance already down there making some points fairly firmly as well, I'd have said. Side of Barry Dance that I don't know too much about. He's certainly a very nice gentleman off the pitch, but I'm sure there's a hard side to him as well. It would have to be at this level. So the players go for a break. We're going to take a short one as well. Join us back for the second half. Spain 1, Australia 1.
deur nog open staan.
Dames en heren, kan ik even uw aandacht? Ik zou graag het woord richten tot de heer die me opstelt. Ik moet zeggen, geachte burgemeesters, maar ook beste niveau. Gisteren zaten wij samen te kijken in het Bomvol Stadion naar een hockeywedstrijd. En toen maakte hij een tent op het merk Rotterdam, want daar staat dat het steeds tegen een merk wordt. En toen keek je vol trots op het veld en al die mensen. En automatisch kreeg je toen al de wereldkampioenschap 1998 in Utrecht. Wat misschien velen van de mensen hier niet weten, in 1998, dat kan iedereen zich herinneren, maar een enorme voorname rol die de heer die opstelt heeft gespeeld bij het binnenhalen van dat WK in Utrecht vanaf 1993, waar Utrecht zich kandidaat stelde en Den Haag en Amsterdam moest uitmaken. En dat deed op een overtuigende manier, bij het leuke van het wit toen was dat niet alleen ging over hockey, maar jullie hebben daar een wit gemaakt. Maar je zei, de sport is veel breder, het is hockey, het is cultuur, en we maken een enorme feest van. Ik denk dat heel veel mensen zich hier dat enorme feest nog herinneren en je hebt daar een enorme belangrijke rol gespeeld. Het mooie is dat de burgemeesters naast mij in de Hoofdstad, de ging naar Rotterdam, op dat moment in Utrecht gegeven. En toen heb je jarenlang hier op Rotterdam opgegeven. Natuurlijk niet alleen de sport en niet alleen het hockey, Maar het is wel leuk om toch hier, waar we in een hoop mogelijkheden zijn, even een paar dingen om het nu te laten passeren. In 2001 kwam in de Champions League. De rol was daar vanuit de achtergrond zeer aanwezig. Iedereen heeft waarschijnlijk nog anekdote gekomen dat hij een openingspoeder werd verteld. Dat Marco Vierhart. Ja, je hebt het zelf verteld dat iets het programma afgesproken is, hield zich niet aan de regels en jij speelde je enkel op. Daarna, dat was in 2002 Champions League, 2005, wederom onder jouw leiding, kwam hier de WK van 21 en 2006, dat was misschien het allermooiste evenement, dat was een week georganiseerd, grote overweging in Pakistan en onderhand zetten op de schouderronde en jullie hebben een fantastische dag met elkaar gehaald. Nou, er zijn nog vele dingen hier, maar ik praat hier als KNB. Wij willen dat we KNB, en ik wil het onderzoek KNB, ongelooflijk van genoegen en eer om je dit van verliest voor de concurrentie als ook te maken. Dank je wel.
Dames en heren, maar vooral meisjes en jongens. De hele week is op de Ariane expeditie spannende strijd geweest voor die leukste.
Welcome back then to Rotterdam, the scene of this, the 2008 Men's Champions Trophy in hockey. We're at half-time in the grand final here. Spain tied with Australia by a 1-1 scoreline as Raging Bull there makes his way down from the stands. It was a fascinating first half. Australia, and a game that Rick described as a selection match for some of the youngsters, quickly out of the traps, and that was Des Abbott flashing one into the side netting. Goal wasn't long in coming, and it was Abbott this time with a little more fortune, the ball coming off the crossbar, and he reacted perfectly to it. And the youngster's first goal in this Champions Trophy, and what an important goal that could prove to be, both for his team and for him personally. Good reflexes there. Spain had a number of penalty corner opportunities. This was their first. Ribas taking it on, and although Lambert got something on the ball, he couldn't prevent it from going into the net. Plenty of power there from Xabi Ribas, and something from Maurits Hendricks to rejoice about. Brooks came close for Australia, throwing himself at that ball from Mark Knowles, but his deflection going just wide. Spain had 5 corners in the half. That was another brilliant save from Lambert, diving away to his right. And then towards the end of the half, Australia had a corner. Goalkeeper made a save, but more importantly, Roddy Garge on the line with a wonderful bit of reflex defensive action there, keeping his team on level terms. So there's the story of the first half. Spain with 5 penalty corners to Australia's 2. Shots pretty level, the shots on target exactly the same as you can see there. But Australia with more possession in their opponent's half. And, 16 penetrations made into the Spanish circle for Australia, against just 13 coming the other way. Well, Rick, what do you expect in the second half? More of the same?
Yeah, you'd have to say that the Spanish have have made the most of their opportunities in attack. They've won a bunch of corners. They haven't had the field shots that Australia have made. Australia have made some terrific field shots. Cortez has been quiet a number of times. The shots on goal that you see there, mentioned in the statistics, are all from the corners. And the Spanish have had quite a few from the corners, and they had a couple of rebounds too. Australia have been the more offensive team, but they've got caught on the breakaway once or twice. That's what the Spanish will be playing at. That'll be their game, and that'll be their method perhaps in Beijing. These teams don't meet in the pool matches in Beijing, but they met in Athens in the semi-final. A memorable match. Australia went on to win the gold medal. Spain ended up finishing fourth, worst place in the Olympics. And so here we are in this particular game. We'll see the same sort of method, I think, from the Spanish. From Australia, they like to make chances. They want to penetrate. That's their method. They haven't had the corners that Spain have had, but they've certainly had the field shots.
So Australia already lined up there out on the field. Spain in the huddles. There's
lost in London.
Lost in London. Yeah. And lost in London and wasted in Rotterdam, I think.
Well, I spoke to them the other day. They were in London all together, thought they'd do something for their holidays, and they've come here to watch the hockey.
They're very welcome, as indeed you are all at home as well. I hope you've been enjoying our coverage from this the Champions Trophy. Young Jez Abbott takes the free hit quickly.
And Kiki Fabregas was only 2 metres away, so he thought he'd intercept it. Not having an opportunity really to retreat, so fair enough.
Mark Knowles sideways for Bevan George. Well, the bronze medal game was decided on penalty strokes after no goals in extra time. You wouldn't bet against this one going the full distance and then some as well. Hammond running straight into Polomat and coming away with the ball though now. Through ball, just misdirected.
He nearly found Kavanagh then, but the Spanish pouncing on Hammond then. He broke away, but they're wanting an interception. If they get an interception in that situation, then that's the time they can counter.
Oh, Brooks catching Fabregas' stick in the face there, and Brooks was in there. Let's see what the umpire, Kiko Fabregas, showing concern.
Well,
a nasty one.
Brooks was through then too. He could have broken away. He might have lost a tooth or two there.
Well, I do hope not.
Certainly, I think he's got a little nick on the chin. He'll need some stitches.
Holding on to that cloth there to the chin. There's the guilty party. Fabregas shakes his head. He not the dirty player, Kiko Fabregas, and he'll be disappointed with what happened there.
Well, Brooks knocked it in the air and he just played with a reflex at it, I think, and that was the cause. Also for him, it was fortunate that it stopped Brooks, who had a chance to break away.
Robbie Hammond. Mark Knowles wide open over there. No one had gone to Knowles at all. Now this is Fresher on the break. Bevan George getting across just in time. Another half a yard and Fresher would have been in there.
Well, you saw George's pace there, and had he not got there, then Fresher he had the whole field and only the goalkeeper.
He can run a bit, Santi Fresher, but Bevan George was scuttling. For a big man, he moves very quickly indeed.
But what you saw there was the danger of the steal, and the Spanish players are looking for those steals.
Ball swept in. Too high. John White there, the South African umpire, on the far side. Not just the players who are fine-tuning for the Olympic Games, the umpires as well. Another small jet goes overhead into the Rotterdam airport, which is adjacent to this splendid hockey stadium. Wells battling away for the ball.
Those balls are hotly contested because if you can win those little one-on-one tussles in the middle of the field, you get a chance to break and go to goal.
Knowles again, delivers a good ball, Knowles. He's a player with great vision. Spain claiming the ball came off an Australian foot. Now Abbott very nearly picking up the pieces there. And the whistle goes rather late.
One wonders why, but Wright saw something in there. Abbott nearly another chance. There's been live wire there in the circle.
Gaza under pressure from Smith. Strong run there by Fergus Kavanagh. David Allegri. Pressure getting in a bit of a tangle.
He's done well here, Fergus Kavanagh. He's a young player coming to the team. He can play in the defensive line, he can play in the midfield. Scored a couple of goals. A bit more experience than he might have sold the dummy and gone, but Enrique had set himself and made the interception.
Ribas. Hard ball forward, looking for Eddie Tubal, but too much power on it there.
The thing about Tubal, Amat and Fraser at the front is that if any of them makes a steal in those situations, then they can cause havoc.
Kavanagh holding things up. Showed too much of it there to Kiko Fabregas.
He was running out of options, wasn't he? He was looking for a pass, but he did well to hold possession. Showed skill.
Ribas there ahead of Des Abbott. Evan George gets the free hit. Drilled in. Good work again by Gaza. He's been the pick of the Spanish defenders for me. This is Hammond. Fabregas loses the ball and his stick, but Spain still have it, so play goes on here. Pressure up against Bevan George. Free hit to Spain. Polomat wide on the left-hand side, goes past Bevan George. Jamie Dwyer with his skates on here. And he's calling for the ball. This is Robbie Hammond.
Well played by Dwyer.
Lovely ball here out to Knowles. Pressure deep in Spanish territory here. Robbie Hammond's lost his stick. Got the ball over the top. Now this is a strong run here. Enrique. Polomat strangely lying back. This is Tubal. And the ball is lifted. Smith takes it on the half volley, sets off on a run. He's got some space here, works it into the circle and then fires it across, looking for Dwyer.
Salah just stepped over it, nearly hit his leg. It's almost like something's going to give in a minute. It's a bit of a midfield tussle, no one really able to get to the circle and get a chance. Who's going to make the next break?
George pondering. And tries to get it out on the far side. Again, it was Kavanagh hugging that touchline. Little Spanish deflection just before the ball reached Kavanagh. This is a strong run. Goalkeeper's out and just doing enough. Really good penetrating run that by Australia. Hammond moves back to the Spanish goal. Ribas, calm as you like, picks it away.
Well, Australia lacking a bit of inspiration in those balls. They've had about 5 or 6 crosses from the right there. They've got to get a couple of players in the circle in front of the Spanish defenders. Spanish defenders are lining up there, making the traps and bringing the ball out. Not enough Australian presence in the circle for mine.
David Allegri. Matt.
Spain are showing why they're so good at defending their perimeter. They are very good protecting the perimeter of the circle, not giving away corners. Australia are getting to the circle, but they can't get into it effectively.
Allegri turning into trouble, but winning the free hit. Tubau takes it on for Spain. And pressure back in for Tubau. Tubau going all the way. Lambert was grounded, and Tubau running the ball wide of the goal. Awkward bobble on the ball. Tubau going at the top of Lambert. Good trap by Abbott, lovely play. Kavanagh goes on the reverse stick side. Good goalkeeping coming there from Cortez. Rubbing Allegri, digs the ball out off the foot of Abbott.
A bit of a press on from Australia. Are they really committed to it? That's the question.
Good to see that Brooks is able to play a further part in the game. He's back out there after that chin injury. Now, this is Albos. Goes on the reverse stick side.
Well, Matt was complaining about the pass. He didn't realise that it had gone to Albos.
He didn't know at all, did he?
He stopped playing.
Mighty surprised when he looked round and saw Eddie Albos closing in the Australian goal. Brooks underneath that high aerial. Goes past Ribas with a pass. Kavanagh. Good work again by the youngster.
He's had a presence, Kavanagh. He's certainly doing some good work.
Australia deliberate on their build-up here. Ball played in and flashed into the net, but off the defender's stick.
Gaza.
One or two people in the crowd thought that was going to count. Saw the ripple of the net. But off the defender's stick now. A Matt coming away for Spain. Miss-hit pass. Ball coming off the body of the Australian. It'll be a hit to Spain. A Matt. Tubau.
For an enthusiast, it's a fascinating tussle here. Each team looking to force errors, each team looking for the little edge. Pretty tight and tough out there.
Still no real clues who's going to come out on top, but a break on here for Australia. Dwyer trying to get up there in support of De Jong. He got there, but the pass wasn't delivered from Liam De Jong. Probably should have used the ball better there.
His ball finds Knowles. You mentioned how busy Knowles is. He often makes things happen at the front. So does this man, Hammond.
Hammond penalised. Free hit taken very quickly. Neither side holding back. Another injury here. Well, and Matt and Hammond squaring up.
Well,
Matthew Wells down.
Matt got him on the knee, I think.
I think Wells has just confirmed that for us.
Couldn't see the ball hit him on the knee at all. It looked like he got an ankle, but difficult to see. He stopped Lazo's shot, didn't he? Jogging off.
Don't think it's anything too serious.
Pushing the back and stick swinging.
Pushing the back and stick swinging. There, there's a report.
Yeah.
from the pitch.
A neutral observer there. Polomat was closely involved. We couldn't see anything too awful. I've seen worse. Urban George for Dorner. Strong run forward from Albert Salah. Polomat. That's an odd one over the top of the mat. Too much on that one. Alex Fabregas not able to get underneath the ball as it fell out of the skies. David Guest. Game almost at a standstill at the moment. Neither side.
As the clock ticks over. Yeah, it's like they're just waiting, but there's no one willing to take the risk.
Australia might make something here. No. David Allegri comes away for Spain again.
I think both teams' defences are so solid that the forwards keep running into the brick wall.
There's Brooks. Did well to escape his marker there. That was Sergio Enrique with him.
There's layers of defence though. You get past Enrique and there's Gaza waiting with his stick on the ground. Hard to beat him.
Spanish labyrinth. Mark Knowles looking around for options. Finds one in the shape of David Guest.
Significantly, it was a back pass, wasn't it?
Good steal there by Spain. Ramon Allegri plays it into space. Fresher can't get there. Knowles could for Australia. George again. Ball going up in the air off Brooks' stick.
And one team turns it over, the other team turns it over. It's a midfield tussle.
Australia having more possession in their opponent's 23-metre zone.
But from here, they haven't really got into the circle well, have they? They've had the ball on the right and attack a lot, and this has been the result normally, trapped by a Spanish player, and out it comes. And another chance here.
Lovely play by Australia. Great approach work. Whistle's gone. Wouldn't have counted.
Pretty tight in the circle there, and there's where Knowles is so dangerous. He has that capacity to overlap and make things happen. He plays mainly in the defence, but he's quick and he works well in attack. Sometimes guilty, I think, of letting his defender get his attacker get the ball and wanting to chase him. He's a good tackler and he's got speed. Perhaps sometimes a little bit loose in the defence.
Just knocked over the sideline by Australia. Nice 1-2. Chance here, there's a shot. Great save by Lambert. There was power on that shot. There's Alex Fabregas with a shot from the top of the circle.
And Knowles tidies up. Brilliant save by Lambert. Normally the focus is on the goalkeeper in the corners, but that is a brilliant save. The splits. He was going right in the corner.
Brooks running the ball into the Spanish defence, and a penalty corner here.
And seemingly from nothing at one end, the Spanish made a chance. Brilliant save by the goalkeeper, and at the other end, Australia wins a corner. Enrique's unhappy. The free hit was taken quickly. He's pointing to it'll go somewhere else, and because he's pointing, it's taken quickly onto his foot. He's outside the circle. I'm not sure why that is a corner.
Not retreating, playing the ball, not retreating 5 metres, I think.
Yeah, they're not retreating is the reason.
So it's a penalty corner to Australia. The first for them of this this second half. Back the first corner of the second period. Liam DeYoung coming across to inject the ball from this our near side. Knowles is up there, Dorner's up there. Don't know much about Knowles at the penalty corners. Is he going to be involved here? He looks as if he might be.
Scored one in the World Cup.
Now Dorner takes it. Oh, it's a deliberate ploy, and it's come off the body there of Gaza, and it's a penalty stroke to Australia here. A well-worked routine. Dorner took all the pace off the shots, played it wide of goal. There was a deflection that put the ball on target from Travis Brooks, and Garza, who we know has got wonderful goal line reflexes, this time could only keep it out with his body, and John Wright was already pointing to the spot. And the penalty is going to be entrusted to that man, Jamie Dwyer.
Well, it was well worked, the corner, wasn't it? They would have been expecting the hard shot.
Clever ploy. So Dwyer up against Cortez. And Dwyer makes no mistake. And Australia back ahead. Jamie Dwyer from the penalty spot
Scores the goal and runs off.
Seems to be quite a regular feature. Pop it in the corner. Go and take the applause of the bench.
Very
Jamie
thorough
Dwyer.
stroke, wasn't it?
Very business-like there. Didn't go for the spectacular. Tucked it away nicely.
Now Spain have to press and take a few more risks, then Australia might make some more chances too. Could be really entertaining this last 17 minutes.
Quarter of the game left then. Here comes Spain down the right-hand side, looking for a quick reply. Remember, Australia looking to equal Germany's competition record of 9 Champions Trophy titles. Ball came off the foot, so Australia will have a free hit, starting to move a few players forward. There's Jamie Dwyer sitting in the middle of that trio, alongside Robbie Hammonds and Matt Wells. Oh, I think must still be having some treatment on that knee. Strong break down the right-hand side for Australia. This is Abbott. Ball into the circle. Travis Brooks with the shots. Just wide. I think Cortez was guarding that side of the goal. But Brooks trying his luck here. Let's see how close he was.
Just half a metre.
No cigar, but a nice try.
Good work though. Again, it was Kavanagh and Abbott combined. They found Brooks in the circle to play.
Tubau was impeded. Tubau again. Ball lifted there by Fresher. Australia holding on to Spain very comfortably at the moment. Spanish have yet to really come into life in the second half. A below par performance from them. It's Polomat. He can change the game in a flash of brilliance. Ribas, another big game player. Garza. Ball was aimed at Fresher, deflected up in the air by Australia. Tubau working his magic. Tubau straight at Lamberts, and the follow-up is wide. Tubau frustrated, and a glare at the umpire there. Eddie Tubau just losing his cool a little bit there.
Knowles has got one. He's been hit on the leg while the play continued. Umpire Blash was there. Knowles on his knees there. I think the ball just must have hit him in the leg. Here's a wonderful play by Tubau. Quickly taken free hit and caught Australia asleep. Could have easily scored. It was very clever play. They quickly took the free hit.
Dwyer back in the action, replacing Fergus Kavanagh. So the Australian voices organising the defence here. And the goalkeeper pulls the tune. Enrique. This has gone. Umpire wants the free hit taken from a different position.
Well, it's intriguing, isn't it? The difference in tone of this Spanish team now that they're down and they're chasing a score. And you wonder why they don't play with this tone normally. They seem to be playing within themselves, but they've lifted in the last couple of minutes and they're making more happen.
But Salah was the Spanish player knocking that ball out of play. Now Bevan George striding forward. George on the deck, quickly up. Salah again pushing on down this right hand side for Spain.
Bevan George got back and got his stick in there. Wonderful play.
Really good player, Bevan George. Free hit to Spain. There's the delivery, right across, and pressure wasn't far away. And now it was David Allegre.
Just didn't bounce for him, just fell away from Allegre. Dangerous situation, and again, Spain creating some problems now.
Hammond needed to be on this game. Travis Brooks.
Just didn't quite fall for him.
Ribas. Tries to measure an error. Let's come out well. This is Ramon Allegre, and he just missed the ball there when he needed to get a stick on it. He was just trying to loft it over the top of Lambert. A bounce, the undoing. Let's watch it again. Goalkeeper was coming out. Allegre just needed to knock it over the top of the keeper if he could, but he missed out. Another chance. Goes begging. Well, with 12 minutes to go, Spain starting to press on here. Tubau showing real determination into the Australian circle. Tubau, not a great angle for a shot. He has to content himself with a long corner. Now it's Hendricks with his Sunday best suit on. Watches on here. And Dwyer there alerts the opportunity. Lovely ball forward, not a great ball, but Liam de Young's done well here. Going against Ribas. Liam de Young, good goalkeeping. Cordes smartly off his line there and sliding across the wet turf, denying de Young a shooting opportunity.
Well, I'm not sure whether de Young had much else he could do, but maybe the little lift on the reverse rather than the slap shot might have given him a shot earlier before the goalkeeper closed him down. Wonderful play to break away. It was all created by Jamie Dwyer.
Ockenden. Ockenden there filling in a Spanish sandwich.
Well, he could easily have had a corner there. Did very well, he accelerated.
Right on the edge. Oh, that's a great finish. Ball was drilled through the Spanish defence and put into the back of the net. And Australia have opened up a 2-goal lead here. It was Eddie Ockenden whose move won the free hit, and he popped up at the far post. Not the best bit of marking I've ever seen from what usually a well-organised Spanish defence. Ockenden getting beyond Ramon Allegre.
Well, David Allegre deflected it. The Spanish layers were there. It was only the deflection from one of their own players that let it go to Ockenden. Australia's had plenty of those chances, and I suppose if you fire enough of them across, one will fall for you. I still think they've got an issue with the positioning of some of their players in there, but finally reward.
So 3-1 now Australia. It's looking comfortable for them now with less than 10 minutes to go. Now or never for the Spaniards. So they have it in them to come back with tired legs. They'll be feeling it now. Here's Polomat. Nice ball. Always a chance there, more than a chance. So they're coping. Ramla Allegri missing out. This is Andrew Smith. Big awkward player, he always looks Andrew Smith, but big-hearted player. Always gives his coach 100%. Fabregas under pressure.
He's a big man, Smith, but he's working hard. He's actually very quick, I think, but just, yeah, he looks a little bit like a big guy trying to change direction quickly sometimes.
Duval doing a bit of a muddle there with Salah.
Spanish rushing it now. There's emergency, but it's probably too late. 8.5 minutes.
They need 2, remember. Rivas using his strength. Now Oliver. Now Enrique joining in the fun down the left-hand side. Up in the air off the Australian stick. Free hit to Spain. Lovely ball. This is Ramla Allegri. Forces his way into the circle. And again, good defensive cover coming from Australia.
Brown was there, as you've got to be, had his stick in the way.
Duval. Spain need to get the first of the 2 goals they require pretty quickly now. Couldn't be close to the edge of the Australian circle. What does that come off? Mr. Black had a long look and decides that it's hit out on that far side to Australia.
An overhead here, I'm sure.
Knowles got some length on it. Rivas picks it down.
Here's the break.
Smith, the willing workhorse, makes a run ahead of Dwyer. Ball didn't come to him. Brooks, no way into the circle this time. Duval. Oliver ahead.
Eddie Duval's got some run in his legs. He's been rested most of the week. He's created a bit in the second half, made some dangerous situations. We haven't seen Burrell and Arbos use that much, though. I think that's an indication that Spain was serious today.
Rivas. Enrique striking it forward with Forrest Hammond.
Hammond would be disappointed. He could have done better there. It was a safer pass than the one he looked for, but his tackling's good again.
Duval rolls down, injured again. Got to his feet, back in the play. David Allegri is impeded. And the ball moved forward 10 metres here. Duval lays it off for David Allegri. Allegri trying the back door, having found the front door closed to him. Well, less than 6 minutes now.
Testing time for the perimeter defence of Australia.
Australia closing in then on a 9th Champions Trophy win. That'll put them level with the Germans.
Well, not only have they won at 9, I think Australia have come second in 9. They've won the most medals easily in this competition. They're always there. And today, they've been quite convincing, I think. Can they hold on? Spain is still looking.
There they come again. If we can get a goal now, it'll set us up very nicely. Allegri flashed across the face of goal. Australia had straight wins, 83 through 85. I'm sure Rick would have been part of at least some of those.
Certainly was the first time in 83.
Penalty corner. Good turn there by Fresher. And Deliberate foot outside the circle, and Spain has just a glimmer of an opportunity here.
Well, did he move his foot? I don't know. What Jamie Dwyer's saying was actually brilliant skill by Fraser. It was obviously a foot. There's no doubt whether it was deliberate's the issue. Doesn't matter anymore. Umpire Blash thought it was. It was very, very good skill from Fraser.
Seconds still ticking away. The umpire's not stopped the clock. Just about 4 minutes left now in this one. This one goes in. It could be pretty frenetic stuff. Straight at the goalkeeper. Not cleared particularly well. And wide. And is that the last chance for Spain? Allegre there. David Allegre needed to get that shot between the posts.
It was straight at the goalkeeper. Sometimes that's the hard one. He made sure he made the save, then it sat in front of him. Where do I clear it? Well, straight to Allegre, but what Lambert did do was he recovered brilliantly and quickly, and he covered the blocked the next shot.
Chance here. Pressure goes for the shot. Not a great percentage there, but having to try everything.
Australia just can't get it away though. Still in their 25.
No shortage of advice being offered there by the Spanish to the umpire. He hit Spain, all the Australians back, and deflection there. Came off the defender's stick rather than the attacker. Pass wide of goal anyway. Spain appealing for a corner, but the hit's gone the other way. Ball lifted, which would like to lead a dangerous play. It wasn't a shot on goal, it was a miss-hit.
It was just bouncing, wasn't it?
Might just have to come to terms with the fact that his team are not going to win this one. 3-1 adrift. Less than 2.5 minutes left on the clock here. Australia just running the clock down with a ball over by that Spanish corner flag.
Eli, what's that man, Eli? Just him. Just him.
Things you love about a tennis match is that you have to hit winners to win the game. Sometimes in sports where there's a time limit, players just waste time in the corner. It's an unfortunate way to see it finish. Australia doing it there.
Well, you can't blame them. They've got at least one hand now on that splendid silver trophy, the Aslan, the Champions Trophy. The tournament was devised in Pakistan, and the trophy hails from there.
And in '83, Australia won it for the first time. That was the breakthrough. And now this would be the 9th occasion. They're going to win. There's just over a minute to go, 2 goals ahead. I don't see how they could not win from here.
Ribas, I think Spain have given this one up. Coming forward, all the Australians deep in their own half. Abbott got a stick on the ball. Hammond plays it forward now. Chance on here. 1 against 1. Round the goalkeeper and the finish. And Spain had left it wide open in the back. And Abbott were there with the interception. And a great finish.
Well, there's the ball from Hammond, lovely, and Eli Matheson. Well, he goes one way, then the other, and there's the finish. Well done. That's what you've got to do if you're a striker, and he did it very well.
Well, that scoreline now really does flatter the Australians. 4-1. Hasn't been that sort of game at all. The balance has always been in favour of the Australians, but Spain put up good resistance. Just couldn't get back on terms, and 2 late goals make this a very flattering scoreline. But the Australians already celebrating in advance of the hoodoo. It sounds now. Barry Dance at the back of the stand closes up his notebook for the last time. Australia have won the Champions Trophy for the 9th time here. They have beaten Spain in the final by 4 goals to 1. And no surprises that the Australians in the crowd are staying on here to celebrate with their team. Stephen Lambert, fine goal in goal for Australia today. And I wonder about whether those youngsters have done enough to make their Olympic dreams become real. Only Barry Dancer can answer that question. So it's a celebration all round. Spain can only congratulate the Australians, well beaten on the day. So full-time scoreline here is finished. Spain 1, Australia 4. So as they prepare for the presentation for us down on the pitch, we can look back on just over a week of top-level elite hockey here in Rotterdam. And I can confirm for you now that the medals, the bronze medals, have gone to Argentina. Spain have to content themselves with the silver. And it's the men from down under, the Kookaburras of Australia, who will go away from here with gold. And let's look back on that game and, of course, all those goals for you. Des Abbott there, getting a long-awaited goal. Good reflexes from the youngster. That put Australia on the road. Javi Ribas standing there behind Santi Fresher, produced a really world-class corner conversion, and that tied it up at 1 goal apiece. Lambert close, but not close enough. The 2-1 goal came from the penalty spot. Jamie Dwyer making no mistake and burying it beyond Cortez. 3-1, and one of the youngsters again, young Ockenden, making it 3-1 from close range. And not to be left out, Eli Matheson with the seconds draining from this game, rounding Cortez and burying the shot into the back of the net for a convincing win for Australia. So a last look then at the statistics from the final game here. Spain had plenty more shots than Australia, but the shots on target tied at 13 apiece. Australia marginally more possession in their opponent's half, and that became a telling factor. But the scoreline, the one that really matters there. So there'll be many celebrations at Australian camp, but they'll know that 2008 is really about the Olympic Games rather than this Champions Trophy. But it's always nice to win a tournament in advance of the big one. So we're getting ready now to see the handover of the splendid Champions Trophy. The trophy will be handed to the victorious captain by the President of the International Hockey Federation, Mrs. Els van Breda-Vriesman, herself a member of the IOC and Dutch national, so she'll be very much at home here with the military band playing in the background. Ribas looks on. How many more Champions Trophies from him, I wonder? Plenty of backslapping going, and Barry Dancer back amongst his troops. There's Dancer in the background with a pig cap on, going around the players individually. There's Els van Breda-Vriesman with that very heavy trophy. She'll be very happy to pass it over, I'm sure. She's waiting for Bevan George to come forward to receive it from her. Still she waits. There's Bevan George. Always very difficult to get this done in a satisfactory fashion. Bevan George gathering his men around him here. He doesn't want to take the trophy all on his own. And the international president prepares at last to give it over. The burden is lifted by Australia. And what great scenes these will be. Australia take the Champions Trophy back home to Australia one more time. They've not had it since 2005, so a little bit of excess baggage for the Kookaburras. Well, that brings to an end our coverage from the Champions Trophy here in Rotterdam. and we hope very much you've enjoyed it. Those boys are certainly going to enjoy it. So congratulations to the Kookaburras. They are the 2008 Champions Trophy, and they move on now to Beijing. I wonder whether they'll be celebrating at the end of the Olympic Games as well. So from Rick Charlesworth and me, Nick Irvin, it's goodbye from Rotterdam. Thank you for joining us.